What is going on, everybody? Hopefully you can see me and we are live. Do me a huge favor. Let me hit record on this just in case I have it as a backup. Do me a huge favor and let me know if you're here. Let me know where you're from in the chat. Go ahead and just type in where you're located and where you're located, and let me know what you do for a living. So if you're joining us, this is an Ask Me Anything session, and all I'm going to ask is that you start off the chat with just letting me know where you're from. Let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure that all the technical issues that we might have are non-existent. So just go ahead and type in the chat. There might be a little bit of a delay on here. I'm going to give this 1 second, and I'm going to eat some Pop-Tart. What's up, Mike? Crowley Insurance in the house. Mexico, Medicare subs. Wow, all the way from Mexico. We have an international show. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? We're going to knock out this first minute here, just making sure that we have all the technical stuff in line and that you guys can hear me and that everything is golden. San Antonio, Texas PNC agency. All right. Welcome, Leal Insurance Services. I'm waiting for someone to give me the thumbs up that they can hear me. Well, I guess if you guys are telling me where you're from, you can hear me. So welcome to this edition of our Ask Me Anything. What's up, Michael Keener? Guys, this is a free-for-all. I want to just answer whatever questions you guys might have. I'm prepared to do anything and everything to help get you guys implementing, to help get you guys taking action, to get you guys started when it comes to your video marketing and advertising on YouTube. So if you could, we're going to kick it off. If you've got a question, now is the time. There's nothing off limits. I'm trying to think if there's anything off limits. There's nothing off limits. So let me know in the chat what questions you have. I'm prepared to stay here as long as I possibly can, as long as I need to. I'll share screens. We'll do whatever we can. But go ahead and fire off any questions that you guys might have. And if you're watching this in a replay, feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys might have in the comment section. So feel free to do that as well. Where is my template from the other day you were sending me? Do I have a template I was going to send you, Mike? What template was I going to send you? What's up, Dylan? Guys, this could either be the longest Ask Me Anything or the shortest Ask Me Anything. Feel free to ask away. Fire your questions. What can I do for you? How can I help you? What can I show you? What can I explain for you? How can I help you have a greater understanding of YouTube ads, video marketing, what to do in your business video marketing, how to actually grow your business with advertising? Mike, there you go. That template, if you go to your comment on that video, look for your comment and check out the little Easter egg in my response. That's where it's at. I launched a new ad, got 3 conversions at $15 a day, but my cost was $56. So you spent $56, Dylan, and your lead cost was at $15 a day, but my cost 3 conversions at a $15. Your budget was $15 a day, but you spent $56. Is that correct? Can you give me a little bit more context to what you were saying? Congratulations, number one, on getting the 3 leads. But I'm reading this that you set it at $15 a day, but you spent $56. Hey, Kevin, I'll get to that question in just 1 second. In fact, I'll get to it now as Dylan is typing up his response to my follow-up. Major League Video Marketing is a one-on-one and group coaching program where I'm going to work with you individually to get your ads up and running, to work on your script, to tweak and analyze, and to optimize and scale what you're doing with your YouTube advertising so that you can attract the type of customers that you want. We have a community of about 200 plus strong business owners from insurance to real estate to mortgage to marketing, all across the spectrum. And what I do is I work with you to get your ads up and running, to craft the right ad with the right script that goes to the right audience so that you can get the best results. So Dylan, so you spent $15 a day and it spent $56. Was it $56 a day? I need a little bit more. I don't want to make any assumptions. Christopher asks, got my vid up with survey, but not getting any impressions. Didn't use any keywords, only use location and people 55, I'm assuming to 65. Christopher, can you give me some more explanation as to what you're targeting, who you're targeting, and what the offer is? Dylan says, I spent more, which is fine. I got leads. That's awesome, my man. It spent more, which is fine. Yeah, great. So Dylan, one thing that I would do if I were used, I would now go back into your ad, look at the different demographics, see which demographics are giving you your best cost per click and your best cost per conversion, and look at the ones that are not performing as well, trim those back, and start to spend your money, your $15 a day, only on the things that you know are working. The budget should even out a little bit. Sometimes it will overspend, especially on new accounts and new ads, but you should start to see that level off a little bit. What's up, Rakeem? See what else we got here. Chris, I'm just waiting on you. If you can give me just a little bit more context. Also, let me know when you launched your ad and if your ad is even live. The thing that you want to do, and in fact, I'll share screen here so that you can kind of see, you want to make sure your ad is live. A lot of people think an ad is live and it's not even running yet. So let me switch gears here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second to get this kind of pulled up here so I can get to the right spot. Fantastic. Let me share my screen here because I want to make sure you know where to look to see if your ad is in fact running. Share screen. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over to ads and extensions. First, you can just go into an ad itself. And you would go to ads and extensions. And you want to see if it is approved. If it says under review, you know that it's not running. The reason you're not getting impressions is because it's not approved yet. Let me know if that's what it's doing in your ad campaign. You go back here to the chat. Dylan says, I'm using the audience for residential properties. Yes, good. I think my conversion tags are not working correctly, which could throw things off. So Dylan, what I would do is I would actually I would download the Chrome extension for Google Tag Assistant, and it works just like the Facebook Pixel Helper. And you can see if your conversion tags are properly set up. Daniel asks, how long does it typically take to start seeing real world results and leads from ads? The deeper question here being, how long do you run an ad before you pull it from not working? I'll address that in two, because I think those are two different questions. How long does it typically take to start seeing real world results? It really depends on what kind of ad you're running. If you're selling homes, that's a lot different than selling sticks of bubble gum. People are more likely to start spending money immediately for that stuff. For higher ticket items like homes or cars or even sometimes insurance products or whatever, it can take a little bit longer of a buying cycle. So you have to be patient with that. The good thing is the metrics you want to see, Daniel, is you want to see that, are my ads getting click through? Are people watching the ads? Are people clicking through the ads? And are the ads converting into leads? If they are doing those things and your lead cost is good, then I think you're on the right path. The second part of your question, the deeper question here being, how long do you run an ad before you pull it from not working? I try to be as patient as I can, but I don't want to also be too lenient. And when things really get out of KPI, or they become not profitable, that's when I'll pull the ad. If I'm getting a lot of leads, here's how I kind of address this. If I'm getting a lot of leads, but there's a sales problem, well, that could be the ads problem, but it might not be the ads problem. It might be that Nicholas Ayers just needs better sales skills. And so I want to look at those metrics first. But let's say your profit on something is, I'm gonna go with whole numbers, $100, but your lead cost is $500. Well, then I'm probably gonna pull that a lot quicker than if my lead cost was $40 or $50. There's the ad and then there's actual sales. And so if the ad is getting opportunities and at bats, but I'm just swinging and missing in a sales opportunity, well, it could be that I need to do a better job of my ad and getting better people to talk to, or it could be that I'm just not very good at sales, which honestly is my biggest problem. All right. I did a conversion ad and got the approval time. It took 8 days, and today it got approved. Awesome, Rakeem. It does that a lot on newer ad accounts. If you've got a newer ad account and you're running your first ad or your second ad, approval times can take a lot longer. Christopher says his offer is helping with Medicare. Let me go down. I am approved. Okay, so you're targeting your targeting's pretty open. Let me go back up to your original statement here. Where are you here? Got my vid up with survey, but not getting any impressions. Didn't use any keywords. Only use location and people. Okay, so you have a really wide open targeting. Tell me about your location. So you're doing no other targeting other than location and age, and it's not getting any impressions. How long has it been active? And what is your location? I mean, are you targeting kind of a bigger area, a smaller area? What's the population like? It's been approved for a week. Okay. Stinky Potatoes likes my voice. I like your name, Stinky Potatoes. Looking to run ads for mortgage protection, life insurance. Would a good opening offer? What would a good opening offer be? Let me highlight this so I don't lose it. So running ads for mortgage protection insurance. So these are people who are likely just bought a home. One thing that you would do is I would target people who have the targeting option is residential properties for sale. I would do that. And then I would also make sure that my age range is probably a little bit higher on the age range. So I'm not targeting 24-year-olds or 33-year-olds. I'm probably going to target higher aged people looking for homes. So you're 55 to 65, you're 45 to 65. Those people who probably have a greater sense of their mortality, I would do that. What is a good click-through rate? How long is a piece of string? So I don't judge things solely by click-through rate. I look, Dylan, at the cost per click, cost per lead. And a lot of times my cost per impression, so my CPM, I'll look at those things. Click-through, you'll get a million different answers for a million different ads. And so I think really you need to look at, okay, what are my key performance indicators for a winning profitable campaign for me or for my client? And what am I willing to spend on that lead cost, thinking that they might only close 5 to 10%, worst case scenario. Do you have protection to cover your mortgage and other debts if a death were to occur to you or your spouse? So Eric, I think I know where you're going now. I would be even more clear on that. And I don't know that I would lead with a question, but I would probably lead more with a statement. And so instead of, do you have protection to cover your mortgage and other debts? I probably would do what I do a lot on life insurance campaigns. And I really try to sock people right in the gut with it, because life insurance isn't something that people just line up and say, give me the life insurance. You have to really sell it to them. And so with that, I try to pull on a little bit more pain and try to hit them where it hurts. And so I don't ask questions. I really am making statements. I'm saying, hey, you've got a $500,000 house, but you've got, $100,000 life insurance policy through your work. That's not going to cut it for the misses. And I go more with a really definitive declarative statement that's very clear, very snappy, and I can get out in that first 5 seconds. I try to keep it as non-restricted as possible. So Christopher, let me get this straight. You're targeting all of California at that age range, and you're not getting any impressions? That doesn't sound right. That sounds like there's something wrong. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you're in our Facebook group, our free Facebook group from Major League Video Marketing, YouTube ads for small business, what I would encourage you to do is do a screen recording. Do like a Loom recording of everything, and let me see the metrics. Let me actually see it. Go screen to screen, not through your survey, but just through the ad account. Let me see the targeting. Let me see the location. Let me see all that data so that I can probably give you a clearer explanation. Stinky Potatoes. Have you done a video on how to actually shoot the YouTube ad and what to say in it? Yes, I have quite a bit actually. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a scripting. I have what I call the Major League Scripting template. It's a 6-part framework that walks you through on what you need to say and why you're saying it in that order. And so I would go check out that video. But what you're going to say and the kind of the strategy behind it is going to be more or less the same in a lot of things, but there's going to be some slight variance on what it is you're trying to sell. $3.76 for cost per click. What are the top KPIs to track? So here's how I look at it, and this is the way that I look at my ads and what I judge. I want my cost per click to be reasonable. For mortgage, anything under $4, if it's at that $4 range, that's too high. Yours at $3.76 is on the high end. I like to try to be in that low 3s, mid 2s, and I want at a minimum a 10% click to conversion rate. So for every 10 people that click over, $20, $25. At a minimum, I want one. Ideally, I don't want to be at 20%, so or more. So 1 to 10% or 1 to 10 to 20% click through to conversion is what I'm looking for. When it comes to the view rate, meaning how many times was my ad shown versus how many times did people skip it and who watched it, I really want to be in that 1 to 5 on the low end to 1 and 4. So I want a 25%, 20 to 25% view rate. That tells me that I'm doing a good enough job of getting people out of the ad who aren't interested. They're not interested, so they're getting out. That's fine. I'm not paying for them. But if I can be in that 1 and 4, 1 and 5, I know we're doing good. If I start getting 1 and 3 or 1 and 2, and my conversions aren't lining up with that, then I know that I have a problem on my video. I'm making a video that's too good. It's too entertaining. We have somebody in our program. He had a 50% view rate. And he would run an ad for like 3 days. He had no leads, but had a 50% view rate. And I looked at his video and I said, bro, your video is too good. They're entertained by it, but they're not taking action. The offer's not clear. The script isn't clear enough. You've got to do a better job of disqualifying people, qualifying who you want to deal with, and really tell them what to do next. And so that's important. Got a few minutes late. Have you gone over some of the targeting for first-time homebuyer down payment assistance programs? AJ, I did a 3-hour live on that 3 weeks ago. It's on my channel. You watch that live video, you'll be good as golden. Does this work for other other industries such as HVAC landscaping companies? Yes, Stinky Potatoes, it does. The good thing about YouTube ads is there's a lot of inventory. There's a lot of unclaimed inventory for you to advertise on. And so what I would say is Google knows you more than you know yourself. And YouTube is just a part of Google Ads. It's just the video distribution for their advertising. If you want to advertise on Google with video, you're doing it on YouTube. Video is a powerful medium that we all know. We're having a conversation like this made possible by video. And so YouTube is where people go to educate and to entertain themselves. And so if we can cut out the entertainment aspect of it and just go straight to the education platform, it being the number 2 search engine in the world, then we can leverage Google data to get in front of people that are most interested in buying this. And so there are lots of people who are shopping for new HVAC, landscaping services, all that good stuff. So yes. For skippable in-stream insurance ads such as Final Expense or MedSup, how would you rank targeting regarding custom intent, affiliate audience, and keyword audience? It's a great question, Randy. I see you have another one. Let me see if this is congruent with this. Getting the best conversions for, say, scheduling a phone appointment using something like Calendly. Okay, yeah, so there's it's essentially one and the same question. Custom intent. I like custom intent for that type of stuff. So a custom intent audience, Randy, is, and for the sake of not assuming you know what this is or that anybody else does, custom intent is when I compile a list of search terms that people have searched on Google and YouTube to get in front of people. So we talk about intent. I want to get in front of people who are searching for something. Maybe not in real time, but maybe it was real recent that they did that. I want to do that. Now I want my custom intent audiences to be long, long. If I can, Google will tell you that you should do 50 search terms. I'm going to tell you should do 500 plus search terms. The more you get, the better, right? The more relevant you can think of your search terms, and everything that someone might type in, from 1-word search terms to 2-word search terms to long sentences, short form, long tail, middle of the road. Get as many of those in there as you can. Do variables, variants of each one. Get as much as many search terms in there as you possibly can. I like custom intent. Hey Nick, watched your YouTube ads for beginners and it was so easy. Thanks so much. We just got approved and the data is flowing in. Where do we learn how to understand all the data? Well, Matt, there's a few things. Calls like this do well. But this is one of the benefits that we have of people in our program is we go over the data. I tell people that you're going to have this data and it's going to look like a big bush, a big old just bush. And I want to whittle that down to look like a bonsai tree. So that's, and we need to know what the data is to do that. But I mean, these calls too are going to be helpful for you. Ask questions. Let me know what data you have. Let me know what your view rate is. Let me know how many impressions you got. Let me know what your cost per click is. Let me know what your cost per lead is. Let me know that information. 35% view rate right now. It's a little high. It's a little high. We need to do a better job. So what that tells me, Dylan, is your script, you likely need to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Direct in telling people who this is good for sooner. You need to do that within the first 15 seconds. You need to say, this is good. This is perfect for anybody with bam, bam, bam. And it's got to be clear. No subjectivity, no vagueness. People don't walk in the direction of a cloud. They will walk in the direction of whatever's made most clear to them. So you've got to be to the point and let them know what it is. Jonathan Holloway, what would be a good budget for a new advertiser? What are you selling? What are you selling? And here's what I would tell you to do. Never do anything you're not comfortable doing. But then also, and this, I don't mean this to sound harsh to you. This is just a cliche that's used. So please take it for what it's worth. The cliche is, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Again, not an insult directed towards you, but if there's one way to guarantee nothing happens, you do nothing. And there's one way to guarantee very little happens, spend very little. So depends on what you're selling. If you're selling a house, and your margin is $3,500, $5,000, well, maybe your budget should be a little bit higher because, your margins are so good. If you're selling, $9.95 products, well, maybe it's a little bit different. Insurance products. Okay, great. What kind of insurance products? Life insurance, Medicare, property and casualty, business? Put it more in line with what your margins are. So think about it like this. Let's say you get a cost per lead at $20. Shoot, call it $25. $25 a lead. And you're going to close, because you're a decent salesperson, you're going to close 1 out of 5 of those, 20%. 4 of those are left unsold. 2 of them, you can call every single day until Jesus returns. You're not going to get a hold of them. 1 of them lied. And 1 of them, is just not right now. So you sold 1 in real time. How much money did you make off that? So your acquisition cost was $125. I think my math skills are right there. No, $100, something like that. Did you make money? So think about it in terms like that. If we're spending $500 on Facebook, do you think YouTube be better result? Jeremy, it depends. I'm biased. I like YouTube ads more than I like Facebook ads. But I also recognize there are things that just do really well on Facebook. What do you sell? What are you selling? So brand awareness, okay, that's your objective. And 18 hours in, 2,500 impressions, 920 views, 37.5 view on a $15 bid. Yeah, Matt. I mean, 37% view rate seems a little high. Cost per view sounds good. And impressions. I would also say you just don't have enough data to really know. But I would go into your demographics and see who's actually taking action. What demographics are engaging on your ad. Okay, so Jim, you're selling sheds, spending $500 a day. What is the price point of a shed? I mean, so where I'm getting at with this is, I think you should probably do both and let the data tell you what's working. You probably have more granular targeting options on Google Ads than you do with Facebook right now. So I would probably say split test both and see what's working. You'll never hear me say that Facebook is a bad advertising platform. If you follow me at all, you know I run a ton of Facebook ads. I love Facebook ads, but I'm biased, and we run a lot of Google ads too, a lot of YouTube ads, and I just think that YouTube gives us a better. Sometimes the cost per lead is a little bit higher, can be, but the acquisition cost is lower, and so I like that. How many clicks would you typically allow before pulling the plug on an in-stream ad with no conversions for final expense or med sub, with a conversion goal of prospect getting a phone appointment to discuss rates? Loaded question there. So I'm going to take it for face value. There's a lot of things that could be wrong with your ad as to why it's not performing well. Maybe it's the ad. Maybe it's your landing page. Maybe it's confusing. I don't know. So how many clicks would you typically? So if I have an ad, and think about this, the job of the ad, the job of your video ad on YouTube is to do one thing. It's to get clicks. That's what it's supposed to do. Your ad should be getting clicks. And it should be taking people to a sales page that is doing a lot more heavy lifting to get sales. Now, if the ad is doing its part and it's getting clicks, but conversions aren't happening on the back end, it's likely because your landing page is off. It's confusing. It's not laid out properly. People don't know what to do. They're scared to give information because it doesn't look legitimate. There's a lot of variables as to why it could be the case. So how many clicks would I typically allow before pulling an ad? I'm not looking at if I'm getting a lot of clicks, I'm probably pulling the ad. Again, it's dependent on. So if you're for final expense and med sub, if you're making $300 to $500 a sale, I probably would pull it if my clicks were probably in the 30 to 50 range, probably closer to 50, and not getting any conversions. I would be more thinking, okay, the ad is doing its job. It's telling people to click and they're clicking, but the landing page isn't working. And the process on the back end and the funnel is not working. So I would address that. I took note and used a new payment card I had never used before for YouTube, and Google blocked me. So Jason, you got to call Google. You got to appeal. You have to call Google and you have to beg for their mercy. You have to call them. You have to say, I'll never do what, please tell me what I did wrong and I'll never do it wrong again. It might not be your payment information. It might be something else. Maybe there's an unpaid balance. I don't know. There could be a lot of reasons why. Your best case is to call Google support, plead for mercy, ask them to reinstate you by correcting the mistake and telling them, promising on your firstborn that you'll never do it again. How do I sell my 30-day flip phone challenge? Troy, tell me. I know about the challenge, but I'll ask you some questions if we'll entertain this. Let's start with the premise as to the idea that these phones are harmful to your family, to your job, to your marriage, all those things. Let's start with that premise. And let's address likely men, right? Because I'm guessing that's probably more or less your demographic. And let's paint the problem. Let's pull on emotional heartstrings. You know, the kid who's at the Little League game getting his first hit off the tee, running on the bases, and the dad's sitting there doing this. Yeah. You see what they just posted on Twitter? Right? And all the while the kid's like in slow motion going, Dad, and nothing. I paint the problem visually. I think that could be impressive. I think that'd be good. And then from there, I think that what you probably would want to do is run them to. I mean, I don't know if it's like a program that you're running them to, or if it's. I'm not sure what it is, but phone challenge. How do I sell? I don't know what you're selling it for. I don't know how they're gonna buy it. Do they have to get on the phone with you? Do they have to schedule an appointment? Do they just take action? Is it something that they buy that's like monetary, like a wristband, like think of like the Lance Armstrong bracelets? Like what does the buyer have to buy, and how do they buy it? I went to do video. My conversions was unavailable. Why am I looking? I'm not sure if Jeremy. I'm not sure if that's a question. Also, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, while I wait for more, I'm gonna wait for more questions. You guys pump those questions and I'll keep answering them. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. Do me a huge favor. Subscribe. Also, if there's anybody else who can use this, share this video, let people know. I put out a lot of content on my YouTube channel, a lot of content that's gonna help you. And I want to help you guys. All right, so 30 videos a day for $47. Oh, okay, so wait, 30 videos a day or 30 videos in 30 days? So you're selling them a video. You're selling a video series for $47. Is that correct? Do I have that right? Talk to me, Troy. The worst things about AMAs is you get all these dead silence. If nobody else starts asking questions, I'm gonna start talking about my program. Was there anybody here who has spoken with anybody in our program, whether it was Patrick or Mark or anybody? Has anybody here spoken with anybody in our program, and you just were wanting to learn more about our program and figure out what it is that we do with you? Let me know in the chat. Just let me know. I'm happy to talk about that if it helps you. Okay, 30 videos a day. Oops, yes, one per day for 30 days to keep them motivated. Man, those videos got to be short. Getting people to do anything for 30 days is tough. People can buy there could be a book, Troy, that would give everybody the secret to life, the meaning of life, and people will buy it. People won't read it. So, 30 videos in 30 days, that is tough. Maybe do one video or two videos a week for 4 weeks. I don't know. I think that's, unless I'd be curious to hear from you and talk with you more. I mean, that's an info product, which is what that is. It's an educational product. It's tough to get people to do it for 30 days straight. Now I know that they're probably going to, they might watch in 90 days. They might not. They might only watch 4 videos. So what I would probably do is I would probably change that. Instead of 30 videos, I probably would do 8 videos in 4 weeks, 2 a month. And that way it feels like it's much more digestible, because I think that would do it. I think it's still sell for the same price. So let's take that away and let's just assume that the product is a little bit different. Let's talk about how do we actually sell that. So I would run a YouTube ad, kind of stylistically what I was just talking about there. It's got to paint the picture of something sad, something like when people say it, they're like, and there doesn't really need to be a lot of any narration for a while, but it's just like talking about it's showing what's happening. The dad who's missing out on junior's little league day, and it needs to paint the picture that this is hard, like this is not good, this is, where have we gone as a society? It could be with the kid. I use kids because people are more, I think they're more sentimental about those things, about missing those moments. My wife tells me all the time, stop spending time on your phone, and it doesn't affect me nearly as much as when my kids say something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I would run it to that. And I also think you probably need to give them something a little bit more than just the video, I probably would give them like a worksheet as well, or something like a planner, something that they can track, something that's more tangible that they can write on. I probably would do that as well if you haven't thought about that already. Awesome, Dylan. Yeah, I spoke with Patrick. Patrick's a good dude. Spoke with Tobias, great guy. Haven't spoken to anyone, but I'm curious. Kevin, yeah, I mean, if you want, I can connect you with, anybody on our team. Be happy to talk about our program with you. I don't want to turn this into a pitch fest. That's not the point of it. I was just threatening to do it in case people didn't start asking questions. But no, it's our program will work with you one-on-one and in group settings to help you get started with YouTube ads. We'll take care of all the video editing from you. We take that from you so that you only have to focus on implementation and execution. There you go. Patrick's right there. Kevin, you can book a call with me with the link I gave you. Yep. Awesome. Thanks for hopping in there, Patrick. What other questions do you guys have? What can I do to help alleviate the or take off the plate there, the challenge or the fear of running ads on YouTube? What can I do for you? How can I help you? What is it that you're trying to target? What is it that you're trying to do? Let's run ad angles. If you got something you want to run, talk to me about it. All right, Troy. I would run ads. I would run ads to probably the male demographic, probably 35 to 44-year-old men. I mean, Troy's a good example. Troy, you're in our program. Let's connect offline and let's look at your landing page. Let's look at the entire funnel. And let's put something in practice. I also think Facebook would be a good spot for you as well. People veg out on Facebook way more. So I think Facebook ads would actually be, my assumption is they would probably be better for you in this. We talk about what's better, Facebook, YouTube. I think Facebook would do great for you because, like, when I'm watching YouTube, I'm doing it with purpose a lot more than Facebook. Facebook, I'm just vegged out, and I should be spending time with my family, but I'm looking at Facebook or Twitter. So I actually think that might be a good platform for you. How about music videos? How to promote music videos locally in a community to become known everywhere. So Dylan, you want to promote music videos? Is that what you want to do? I've actually seen this done, and just take your music video and run it as an ad and get people with a call to action to subscribe or to maybe purchase it on iTunes or something. Akeem, all-in-one artificial intelligence marketing platform. Awesome, man. So I'm assuming most of your clients are probably marketers. I'm guessing those are probably the people that want that. And so speaking to marketers and marketing language should be, you can do that all across the board. And running ads on YouTube where less marketers are advertising could be good for you. And all you got to do there is, that's a data play. When you show a marketer how they can, or an agency, how they can lower their acquisition costs and get more for their retainers, you just got to show numbers. Joshua, how do I make an appointment with you to create the ad? In the scripting, in that script that you and I went over, there's a link to my calendar. Just go ahead and click on that, and we can set the appointment. Quick follow-up for custom intent audiences with YouTube. Are you able to use modified broad match or phrase match? If so, no, it doesn't work that way. It's a little different. That's a Google search way of doing things. Broad match, phrase match, exact match, doesn't work that way. Not on YouTube. You're just going to plug in it. Almost think of it as like exact match always. How can I sell new roofs and commercial roofing on YouTube ads? Stinky Potatoes, greatest name ever. New roofs. So new roofs and commercial roofing. So is that residential and commercial, or is it just all commercial? What's up, local marketing masters? I'm thinking this would be better to run as awareness. Yeah, so honestly, what I think you should do is just run the music video as an ad and get people. Here's what I would do. I would run the music video as an ad with the sole intention of getting people to subscribe to your channel. Think of the lowest common or the lowest challenging call to action that people are going to do. Like people are like, yeah, I'll subscribe. Dude, I asked for subscribers and I got freaking 1,500 like in a month because people are okay to do that. So run ads, build up your subscribers, and then create a custom audience in Google Ads for your YouTube subscribers and just run direct ads to them if you have anything that you want to sell them. So sneaky potatoes. So for commercial roofing and residential roofing, you can target homeowners for residential. And so you're only getting in front of people that actually, Google thinks owns the home. And then you could come at them with an offer for, I'm not sure if you are working with insurance companies directly. So I see a lot of this, on Facebook and other areas, especially in areas that are affected by hail or weather damage. And I see ads all the time. I'm in Arizona and I see these ads where they talk about working with the insurance company, whatever with the deductible. That's the best way to do it, I think. I think honestly, what would work really, really well is showing damage of just hail or whatever, or wind just blowing a roof off. And talk about, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, this is all too real, how hail the size of golf balls will damage your roof. And what are you going to do when the insurance company says blah, blah, blah? Well, at blah, da, 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 we're specializing in working directly with the insurance companies to put the brand new roof on your home with little to no out of pocket on your behalf. I'm not sure if that's your offer, but that's an idea. For commercial, you would want to use custom intent keywords or custom intent audiences, and you would want to you can actually do this with custom intent and custom affinity. But custom intent, get as many search terms as you possibly can that what a business owner would be typing in. So these are going to be landlords more or less, and they're going to be searching in new roof for my commercial property, or they're going to be typing in certain companies or certain types of roofs, metal roof, flat roof, whatever the case might be, that is going to be code for whatever it is their building is. And then you can just get in front of them based on the keywords. Another thing you can do is a custom affinity audience and use the URLs of people that actually sell the roofs or the materials, or where a consumer might be looking at buying roofing services. You can use that. It's not going to be able to target the exact visitor of that URL, but what Google's going to be able to do is it's going to pull the topics of that web page. So if you have 7 to 10 websites and they're all pretty similar, maybe just different companies that do the exact same thing, it's going to pull the topics off that website, and you're going to be able to create an audience, and Google's going to be able to go after those people. So it's really going to be dependent on what your offer is and why they would want to buy a roof from you. So it could be because of damage. It could be because the insurance company has dicked them around. You want to think about the offer first, and then the targeting is the simple part. But for residential, it's more or less going to be because the insurance company denied a claim, or they need to get a roof, whatever the case might be, and that's how you would go after them. But I would target the demographics for homeowners specifically for that. Because I'm in Dallas. All roofers are in Dallas, man. They're all in Texas. Are there some things I can do beforehand to get started before I get into the program? Great question, Jonathan. So what I would probably do if I were to advise you on that is I would think very clear on what you want to do and why, like what you're trying to target. Just put thought. Now we're going to work one-on-one, you and me. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm essentially going to be like Patrick Swayze in Ghost, and like my hand is just going to get on top of your hand, and I'm going to help guide your mouse, and we're going to do it together. But really just think about your business and the type of customer you want to get. Figure out who your customer is. And so if I was talking to you face to face and you're saying, Nick, I'm thinking I might want to join your program, but I don't, what's something I should do beforehand? Then I would look at your current customers and see, what do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? Why did they buy from you? And then that's going to help us when you and I work together to craft your offer. There was a reason why people did business with you, and you're going to be able to find those commonalities and those common denominators. We want to hone in on those so that when we're writing your script, we're writing and you're saying, Nick, these are the best customers I deal with. These are the worst customers I deal with. I want to deal more with these people and less with these people. Well, then we're going to be able to analyze the things that those best customers, those AAA clients, what they had in common, and we'll be able to craft the offer accordingly. All right, let's see here. Questions. Ask me anything. I like long walks on the beach. I like Pop-Tarts. Talk to me. We got 28 people watching live now. We're 44 minutes in. I'll be the last one here, guys. If you keep typing, I'll keep talking. I hate these long pauses. And again, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. If you're not in our Facebook group, it's a public group, Made You Look Video Marketing, YouTube Ads for Small Business. Make sure you join that group. I'm going to send you guys something, a gift as part of joining. So make sure you do that if you're not in there yet. Who is my go-to for YouTube organic video creator secrets? Anthony, what's up, baby? You are. Hey, shout out to Anthony. I think he's at Funnel Hacking Live right now. But Anthony's helped get my game right when it comes to organic YouTube and building my channel. I'm an ads guy. I love advertising. And what I do for my channel is a large part inspired by what he's helped me with and what he works with me on. Everybody needs a coach, everybody needs a mentor. That's my mentor and coach for the organic YouTube. Thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate you. I'm currently getting clicks and my landing page is obviously bad. Any suggestions? Well, get a new landing page. No, but in all honesty, Joseph, tell me a little bit more. Are you running a survey? Are you running it to landing page software? Are you running it to your website? Give me a little bit more context into what you're doing. Tell me also what it is that you're trying to sell. And while you're typing, I'm going to eat. Yeah, man. How was Funnel Hacking Live, man? Did you get that 2 Comma Club award yet, or what, bro? I'm waiting for Joseph to respond here. You're getting clicks. Insurance, property and casualty. Great. Are they going? Where are you taking them? Are they going to? You don't have to put the URL, but just tell me. Are you taking them to a survey? Are you taking them to something like ClickFunnels or Lead Pages, or are you taking it to your website directly? Talk to me about where they go when they click on it. Because you're getting clicks. Again, the job of the ad is to get clicks. The job of the ad is to tell people to do what's next. And they're doing what's next, but they're not completing the actions on page. So your sales page needs to be a sales page. It's doing sales for you. Talk to me about where you're going. Landing page, no survey. Okay. I'll get to that next, Anthony. But for Joseph, you're getting a lot of clicks and you're taking them to a landing page. One thing that I do on a lot of my landing pages is I use Hotjar, which is a pretty inexpensive, I think it's almost free, service that tells me, it heat maps my page. It tells me where people are clicking on. Here's how I would wireframe my website or my landing page is I always like to do click to call. I want people to be able to just click to call in directly to me if they don't want to fill out a form. I do that in the top right-hand corner. I make it very bold, very clear. I never ask for information, or I do a very good job of pre-qualifying why they're here and what they're going to receive, what is the benefit they're going to get when they actually take next steps. A lot of times that will include a video just on that page, or it's just me on my cell phone, and I'm like, hey guys, thank you so much for being here. We can't wait to work with you and take you blah, 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 blah. It's for insurance stuff. We can't wait to save you more money on your auto and home insurance. Our agency has been helping residents of Sandusky, Ohio for the last 30 years, and we've been saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, you're not here for, it's not a mistake that you're here. So what I want you to do, for you to experience this type of life-changing, not life-changing, but for you to experience the same cost savings, or to find the coverage that so many other Sandusky, Ohio residents are experiencing, I want you to scroll right down here. There's going to be a quick form to fill out, and we're going to work together after that. But that's just going to allow us, that's going to let us know that you're actually interested in talking with somebody. And when you fill that out, we're going to give you a call immediately, or you're going to set an appointment, and we're going to discuss this. hand in hand, one-on-one, so that you can get the best, white glove concierge treatment that you deserve. So scroll down, fill out that form. We can't wait to speak with you. And so I just do that. And so that's probably something that you can do on your landing page, is just educate them why. Because what happens on a lot of landing pages is, people will click over to it, they go to the landing page and they're like, well, I don't know what to do next. It could either load too slow and people are bouncing, or it's not crystal clear as to why they're there and what they need to do next. You need to make it clear, so crystal clear that my 6-year-old knows what to do if he knew how to read all the big words. But that's why video is such a powerful medium, and you can put that video on the page. The people that watch that video likely are going to get more of your personality. They're likely going to connect with you a little bit more, and then you can drive them to fill out the information. But here's another mistake that a lot of people have. They ask for way too much on their forms. They ask for things that nobody in their right mind who's going to be a good customer would want to give you anyways. I'm not saying you're doing this, but things like social security number, driver's license number, VIN number of their car. If you make them work too hard for it, they're gone. Look, you do property and casualty insurance, you're asking for a 17-digit alphanumeric VIN number. People aren't going to do that. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but that's an example of what I've seen. And so that could be where you're getting it wrong. Anthony, yeah, so our event, this was put on by me and one other person. I have a partner, and we have an association for independent insurance agents called IAOA. We're about 6,500 members strong. Every year we put on a conference, a convention. We had about 1,000 people come out to San Diego for 3 days. It was a blast. A lot like Funnel Hacking Live, but for insurance. Super sexy. Yep, the job of the ad is to get clicks. Now, this goes back to metrics. This goes back to KPIs. If you have a view rate, meaning you've shown the ad, YouTube has shown the ad 1,000 times. You've got 1,000 impressions, and you've got 500 views. So that's a 50%. My California public education's kicking in. That's a 50% view rate, but you don't have the conversions on the back end. You don't have the clicks going to the landing page and those converting. Then your video is too good. It's way too good. It's either too good, or you haven't done a good enough job of saying who this is good for and who it's not good for. Now, I always tell people I like to lead on who it's good for. I don't like to say who it's not good for, because that just sounds negative. So going back to mortgages, the go-to is who is this offer best for? Well, it's best. It's perfect for anybody who's got fair or better credit, is tired of paying over $1,800 a month in expensive rent. Yeah, it's just really those two things. So, right, and so people who don't have fair or better credit, they know they're disqualified. People who can't pay $1,800 a month, they know they're disqualified. So you want to make sure in your scripting, you're doing a good enough job qualifying. And when you qualify, you're automatically disqualified. Yep. That's your problem right there, Joseph. You're taking them to a rater. People aren't going to do that. I mean, they're just not. And your metrics show that. You're taking them to a rater, and I have PL Rater, and it's going to ask them for a lot of information that people are like, "Who is this, a Russian bot?" Like that. And so you need to put that behind a sales conversation, or you need to do surveys. I like surveys for this reason. I get a lot of information on the survey, and I let PL Rater autofills a lot of it. So I ask for number of cars, number of drivers. I ask for address at the end. I ask for first name only at the end. After I've shown them that based on their answers, they can get a positive, there's something good could happen here, they're likely to save. I ask them how many tickets or accidents. I ask for information that is so easy for them to think about. There's no mental friction. There's no mental friction in the brain. They don't have to think about the answer. If I asked you right now what your last name is, you would immediately say couch. I hope I have that right. You would immediately say couch. You didn't have to think about that answer. That's how you want to lead people into your survey. If you make questions in the front end that are too difficult or feel like they're too intrusive, it's like a Spanish Inquisition, which is like what a rater does, then they're not going to complete except to think too much. So you want to think about it like a snowball. A little bit goes a long way, and as that snowball goes down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and people are more likely, the more yeses you can get and the more answers you can get to your survey, the more likely they are to complete that. So your problem is if you're taking them to PL Rater, that could be problematic for you. Yeah, I mean, if I sit here and say if you've got bad credit, don't apply. Like, number one, here's the thing, like about, and here's what I'll say, like, because I ask this a lot, like on the credit for mortgage. Nobody knows what their mortgage, their credit score is. If I say, Anthony, what's your credit score? Now you might know because maybe you just got it pulled, but you might be like, I don't know, it's like 650, 700. You don't know that. But if I ask you, do you have good credit? Do you have bad credit? Do you have great credit? You probably know that. And so going back to Joseph here, that requires no thought. I know if I've got good credit or not. More importantly, I know if I got bad credit. I know if I got bad credit, poor credit. So when I say this is perfect for anyone with fair or better credit, then people who know they have bad credit are like, I'm out. I don't need to go negative with that. 770. Whoa, bro. 770 credit score. Look at you. Yeah, credit score flex for sure. That's awesome, man. You want to buy a house? I can connect you with some mortgage brokers. I can get you. I can connect you, bro. You can buy a house today. That's a good idea. All right. What else we got here? Talk to me, people. We got 26 people watching now. It's down from about 40. Again, I'm the last one here. You type, I talk. You just tell me what you want. I'm letting my laptop charge up here a little bit. If I can get some juice to it, I'll start sharing screen and we'll start going through frameworks on stuff if you guys want it. All the LOs on this page are like, that's like blood in the water. They see that 770 and they're like, I'm jumping on that. Jonathan, what do you mean landing page more info? Talk to me. Guys, you have to understand something. I'm a dumb person. I'm not intelligent. So I need things like spelled out to me like a baby. Bad thing too is these delays suck because when I get your answer and I start talking, you're going to see me just eating a Pop-Tart for like 30 seconds. Right? 835 credit score. At some point, that's got to be bad. They're like, I don't know, they're like, this is too safe. How do you even get in the 800s? I also feel like it's like the law of diminishing returns. I mean, after like 750, do you really need anything higher? I mean, what, like, you qualify for everything. Real quick, Patrick just commented, if you guys have not had a chance to talk with Patrick, Patrick heads up our sales team for Major League Video Marketing. Our sales team will never hard sell you. They'll never force you to make a decision that you're not comfortable with. But if you want to learn more about our program, learn more about how our one-on-one coaching will work and how you can benefit from that to get fast starts, because these things are great. Like, this is great, and if you implement it, you'll get there eventually. My journey with video has been since 1997, long before internet video even existed. So, Guy Madison, it is, and I should, Anthony, but it took me 20 plus years to kind of think the way that I think, and I don't want that to happen for you. So I want to fast track your way to success. So if you are, wanting to grow your business in 2020 with video marketing, with paid advertising on YouTube, hit up Patrick. He'll get you straight. He will talk to you about, he'll walk you through everything, show you what needs to be shown, and have you have a real good understanding of that. Guy Masson, it is recorded. It is recorded. So let's see. Curious how you came up with the price point of your program at 5K. Why do you feel it brings 5K value to who takes the class? Daniel, it's a great question. I mean, results. People who implement, by and large, see results. So a person is paid according to the problems that they solve. So if I can solve problems for you and change your life or the life of people you know, probably should be worth more. What's up? What's up, Jason? Jason is a great example of somebody in our program who's sticking with it and doing great, man. I love to see the progression that he's making. Yeah, so Anthony says I should have some quick evergreen tips prepared for all the pauses while you're live. Yeah, I guess I was just overestimating, thinking that people would want to, they'd be more snappish. I should probably have a lot more filler content for people while they're typing. Also, one of these days, I'm going to have somebody like feeding me questions. One thing I'll tell you guys is you guys are going to start with YouTube. One thing I always tell people is, and you see it like a lot of times on these chats, people get so caught up in the targeting. They get so caught up in the, somebody's charging you just to manage ads, not include ad spend. That's right. Love to hear your thoughts on organic. The guy who commented above you, Jason, is the man to talk to. Anthony is the man. That's who I go to for my organic strategies. I'll just talk about, one thing that this idea for a live stream was actually Anthony's idea. He said that I should start doing these more. What have you found to be the most successful? Getting people creating content. The most successful that the way that I've been structuring content on my channel is, and where I found success is getting people to engage. Figuring out what I can make that gets people to want to watch and to engage. If I can answer questions, if I can provide content that is not over the top of people's heads as much, but it really kind of gives them something to grab onto, that's been number one, what's been the most successful, what's also been the most fulfilling. But going back to it, we get so caught up in the idea of what the platform does and the targeting and the algorithm and all these things. Really, it all boils down to this. I don't care if you're doing YouTube ads, Facebook ads, direct mail ads. I don't care if you're sending out carrier pigeons or you're doing smoke signals. The number one thing you need to focus on to have a winning ad on any platform is your offer. Your offer needs to be equal parts irresistible, meaning people want it because it solves a problem or gives them what they want, and it needs to be crystal clear. You need to make it crystal clear. And every offer, not every offer is built the same. As an example, I talked about life insurance in the beginning. The offer for life insurance, the way you present that offer is much different than the way you present a house or homes or mortgage, right? One is you have to sock people in the gut to get them to take notice. That's a lot different than getting them to want to learn about vacationing in an overwater bungalow in Tahiti. But your offer needs to either give them what they want or it needs to keep them from experiencing the worst case scenario. And then on top of that, it has to be made crystal clear. I say this all the time. I ripped it off from Don Miller. Nobody walks in the direction of a cloud. Nobody. My friend Preston also says it this way. Nobody wants to be the first to find out that berries are poisonous. Nobody wants to find that out. So you need to make it so clear, so crystal clear that they want it, they know what it will do if they have it, and they know exactly how to get there. And I think the problem with financial services, insurance, mortgage, financial planning, a lot of times is we have this tendency to speak over people's heads. We're using terms and definitions and vernacular that nobody gets, and they don't care to get it. A lot of times insurance agents will say, well, I hate leading with price. Well, John, that's what your customer understands. There's plenty of time for nuance in a sales conversation. You need to get into the batter's box and you need to get some at bats. That's the most important thing. So you can hate on the pricing all you want. That's what your customers are conditioned already to think about. And it solves something for them. It attracts them. You want to talk about how you're the best insurance agent in the world because you do X, Y, and Z. Save those nuances for a sales conversation, for the relationship that you're hoping to build with them. Do you have recipe formula for your video outline structure? Ooh, Jason, do I have a recipe or formula? So for me, what I do is I just first figure out what problem can I solve for people? So I'll give you two examples. I found that when we were talking with people about YouTube ads, it was such a foreign concept to them. I might as well be explaining advanced calculus to a fourth grader. Fourth grader could be the smartest person in the world for a fourth grader, but they don't understand advanced calculus. And that's what it felt like to them. It wasn't. So I had to make something that was going to address that objection. So that's why I made the video series, YouTube ads for beginners. I made it very elementary and I made it beginner level. Then the one I released earlier this week for Google reviews, I did that to address a problem that I saw so much in communities, in Facebook groups around business professionals. They'd say, I got 5,000 Google reviews. Does it do anything for my business? Or how can I use my Google reviews to get more business? Knowing that the modifier there was get more business, because that's what people always want. They always want more business. You're here on this live stream because you want more business. You want to figure out, how do I get more business? So I took something that was a need for somebody. It goes back to that old cliche, you see a need, you feel a need, you meet a need. And so there was a need there. I felt like it could be addressed. And so I wanted to make content for it. That was my recipe for coming up with the idea. When it comes to structure, one thing Anthony helps me with is, being very clear with my call to actions and when I give them. So as an example, one of the mistakes I was making early on was I would tell people, hey, subscribe to my channel, comment below, like this video, share it. Already it was too much. One thing. So like in my last video, I did animations where I didn't even say subscribe. I did at the very end, subscribe. But throughout the video, my call to action was comment below. Comment below. Comment below. I'll give you this in return. Comment below. You get this in return. Comment below. You get this in return. Comment below. You get this in return. And so that's my recipe, is not making it too confusing. The differences between organic and paid are not that different when it comes to what you say on a video. You just need to figure out what your offer is, what your hook is, what's going to make people want to talk with you. And then you just see that need and you meet it. And then you make it super simple, crystal clear for them. Can I just take my shirt off to do that? Troy, you can take your shirt off anytime. Need clarity on what a landing pages are, not a computer guy. So a landing page, Jonathan, is the page that they go to when they click on your ad. What a lot of people will do is they'll take them straight to their website. Well, if I go to your website, unless I type that in to go to it, I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm there. So typically with a landing page, you have no navigate, there's no links up top. It's 100% geared towards that. It's just big headline, maybe a video, a form, some text, whatever the case might be, some testimonials underneath. It's a sales page. Think about if you were just making a sales flyer that you were going to give somebody at the door when you knocked on their door. It's that. You wouldn't have a bunch of other pieces of garbage on there that's not pertinent to that thing that you're selling or that reason why you're at their door. That's what a landing page is. To generate final expense leads, do you recommend driving traffic to a survey page or a landing page with a quote engine, and why? Randy, great question. I've done this both ways. I've had better cost per conversions when I take them to an online quoter. One that I've used is Ninja Quoter. I'm not endorsed, or those guys don't pay me a dime. I pay them every month for their product. But Ninja Quoter is what I use, and I have a final expense quoter on there. I do a landing page with a quoter on there. That's got me my best result. So while you guys are typing in here, I'm going to take Anthony's lead here, and I'm going to give you guys some more evergreen tips. So we talked about the offer being so important when it comes to your script and what you say, what the words that you say, the most important part of your video. So many times I talk to business owners and people who are doing YouTube ads, and they make a few mistakes. Number one, they assume that what they do on Facebook is going to carry over to YouTube. It does not always. In fact, it could be problematic. But the other thing is that they put so much emphasis on the production of their video. And I tell people all the time, if your ad looks like an ad, it gets treated like an ad. That means skip. People skip the video. They don't want to be sold. Buyer shields go up. All the reasons as to why they shouldn't buy, those start to fill the brain, and you're already behind the 8 ball. So your video should be very simple. And that's why I always tell people selfie mode on a cell phone is honestly how you're going to have the best results, because it cuts through the noise. It doesn't just feel like an ad. It feels more personable. I don't put music in the background. Guys, like I said, I've got plenty of years of video production experience. My ads look like just rank garbage from an aesthetic. They're cringy to me because I know that the production is awful. I prioritize, because it's so close to my face, I don't have to really worry about the audio, but really I just worry about the audio sounding good, making sure there's not a lot of wind or whatever. But I focus on what I'm going to say. The script is the most important thing. People buy things, whether it is bubblegum, blue jeans, or the Bahamas, private islands. They buy things based on the words that they read, the words that they hear, the words that they interpret in their brain. And so you have to make sure that the words that you say are the most critical thing. And really, this is the differentiating factor of what our program is we focus. People think it's a YouTube ads program. It is, but more than anything, it's a script writing program. It helps you say the right words. It helps you know where to say certain things, why you're saying certain things, how to position your offer in a way that is desirable for your ideal prospect or customer, so that the right people are coming through your funnel, through your ad, and you're talking to people who are more qualified, more interested, and have shown higher levels of intent. Ninja Quarter is great. Yep, that's what I use. I think it's like $40 a month. If your ad looks like an ad, it will get treated like an ad. One thing I always ask people whenever I do public speaking arrangements is I'll always say, okay, show of hands, how many of you have seen a YouTube ad? Everybody raises their hand. I'll go, okay, now leave your hand up. How many of you skip that ad? And maybe 2% of the crowd will lower their hand, but everybody keeps their hand up. And I say, I go through this illustration. I say, well, number one, that's great, because if it were me, I didn't pay anything for that ad. But two, it tells me there's a lot of work that needs to be done in how we cut through the noise, because if everybody's skipping those ads, then that means there's lots of opportunity for us to get in front of people with the right ad and to cut through. So when we're dealing with our competitors, people ask me all the time, Nick, is YouTube going to get saturated? Yeah, it probably will. But just like with Facebook ads, you see a lot of ads that are garbage. And it's because the copy is bad, the creative is bad. The same thing is going to happen on YouTube. Even more, it's going to be more magnified because it's on video. Instead, you have a real good opportunity, a golden opportunity, to say the right things to the right audience so they take the right actions. So prioritize your script, prioritize what you're going to say, make that the most important aspect of your video. The targeting is important. Yes, all that's good. What you do on the back end is very critical, but just for getting people to take action and raise their hand and say, I want more of this. I want to know more. Who do I talk to? You need to prioritize the words, and you need to make it simple. A good app that you can use that's going to help you is the Hemingway app. If you just go on Google, you type in Hemingway app, Hemingway as in the author, and you can write out your script, and it will tell you at the grade level that you're talking to. I prefer to talk, on my ads. If I'm above a 4th or 5th grade level, I know I probably need to evaluate it. There's certain words that are going to throw it off automatically, but I want to talk like I'm talking to a 4th grader, because people's attention online is almost equal to being in 4th grade. They're goldfish. You've got to speak to them very simple, very clearly. It has to be crystal clear. Love them or hate them, I don't care. This is not a political illustration at all. But Donald Trump won the election because he was most clear to who he was talking to and what he was saying. People that followed him and loved him knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to make America great again. And that was so easily understood by his audience that they took action and showed up at the polls, and he's president and will likely be president again. So you want to make sure that you're speaking at a level that is not above your person. You need to speak at a level that is almost slightly below them, so they can easily grasp and understand what it is you're talking about. I know you indicated custom intent is great for final expense Medicare, but what would be a situation where you would use a keyword audience? I use keyword audiences right now. So right now I'm running ads for a software company that are a client of mine for the insurance space, and we're doing keywords for that. So I'm doing keywords of I have different ad groups, one for just competitors of that CRM. I also have one that is to like not direct competitors, but they're similar, right? They'd be good partners, or they'd be a way for integration, knowing that this is the audience that's getting in front of. So I'll give you an example on that. So one of the things that we're targeting is the keyword Vertifor, which is the largest or second largest agency management system for property and casualty agents. I'm targeting that as a keyword. Keywords are great because they're very scalable. You're not going to really exhaust an audience that way. So I run keywords, and here's the thing about keywords, and there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat. Here's the way that I do this. I try to keep my keyword list between 3 and 5 keywords at the most. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a keyword that Google's going to think is the winning keyword. It's just going to run impressions to that keyword. And you might, if you have a list of 10, the bottom 7 might not get any love at all with your ad spend. So what I do is I keep my keyword list really short, and then I do what I call pretty much my Hunger Games method, where I start to pair the winning keywords against one another, and I let the winner take all. So I run shorter. If I've got 30 keywords that I want to run, I might do 10 campaigns of 3 keywords, or 5 at the most. And I'm paring down like a bonsai tree. I'm paring down the losing keywords, and I'm trying to refine it to where it's only hitting on the good keywords. And then I'll go to a bracket style like the NCAA, and I'll put those winning keywords now against each other and see who's going to win head to head. Boom, I just answered it. So I went right into it. So 3 to 5, Randy, 3 to 5 keywords most. I mean, I see people, they'll do like 10 keywords or 20 keywords. And then you look at their analytics, and they've got 2 keywords out of the 20 that are doing well. And the rest have like no impressions or no, and they'll think, well, those keywords suck. Well, no, just Google thought that that keyword was the best. And so it was really trying to help you out. We have no idea if those other keywords were losers. So what you should do is you should break off the winning ones from the ones that are getting no love whatsoever. And then you should just let those gain traction. And some of them will, and some of them won't, but at least you'll know. You allow the data to drive your decisions. You allow the data to make to rule on what you're going to do, and that's going to work. Alina, yes, thank you so much. Nothing help. I don't want to hold anything back. I just so you got questions, let me know. Yeah, Hemingway App is a great app, Anthony. It works great for copy, but also great for script writing. If you can speak to a 4th grade level, 3rd grade level, and people will always say, "Well, Nick, my audience is pretty sophisticated. They're not 3rd or 4th graders." It's a lie. We all are. We all are. The pinnacle for the example I use the example, Donald Trump, the president of the United States won the election because he was clear. You just got to speak to, if you want to move the masses, you have to understand the masses of people online are not, there are companies that sell really big financial products and services, and they keep the message really simple, really clean. Randy, also going back to keywords, one problem I see a lot of people make, and they'll do this a lot with their targeting, is they'll try to get too refined with, they'll do 2 things. Number one, they'll mix and match keywords that aren't congruent with one another. So what I mean by that is they'll take a keyword that's specifically for their customer, and then they'll pair it with a keyword that's the keyword of a competitor. My recommendation to you is to keep your keyword list, or however you segment them, keep them congruent with one another, meaning don't mix competitors with non-competitor keywords, right? Because you want to know, you want those brackets, think of it like in tournament brackets, you want those brackets to be even by region or correct. And so you can do that later on down the road, but you shouldn't do that until you have sufficient data as to how those keywords are behaving. What else we got, guys? Give me something. What questions do you have? What questions do you have? See if I'm going to miss, if I missed anything here. I got everything here so far. Randy, have you ran ads yet on YouTube? Are you running anything right now? Do you have any campaigns that you're running? Let's talk thumbnails. Sure. So thumbnails are, for those of you how to be creative. So thumbnails are the, if you're running videos on your channel, public videos, this is the image that people see when they get to your channel or when they're in search or when they're on the home page. A thumbnail is just that. It's a thumbnail of your video. Rules to design by, again, preference, right? There's no, I don't know if there's so much of a right or wrong, but there are guides and preferences. No more than 3 words, probably, if you can avoid it. Keep it very simple because you've only got so much space to work with. And if you're going to be like me and you are going to put your photo on there, you've got a lot less real estate of the thumbnail to put text on. So one thing that I'm doing, I experimented with this last video, is I just did images, just 2 compelling images. I want my thumbnail to be compelling. I want it to be interesting. I want it to be something that gets people's attention. That's why you'll see me make faces like, or, I'll do stuff like that because I want a pattern interrupt. I want to get their attention with something. I've tested with thumbnails where I'm just like, and it doesn't do as well as if I'm like animated. Now, I'm not saying you have to be, you should be whatever your personality is, but I just did my face holding money, right? Because that's compelling with the Google logo. So it's just an image. I didn't put any text on that, but for the one, like for my YouTube ads for beginner ones, I just did YouTube ads for beginners. And so like it's very simple. Like I even was thinking about I might tweak my thumbnails and just replace YouTube as the word and just do the YouTube logo or like the play button logo, because that's what it is. If you look at the Facebook group, it's the same methodology. The Facebook group is the YouTube logo and then a little bit of text. I try to minimize the text. I want good, my flavor. I want good contrasting colors, bright contrasting colors to stand out. I don't want like so much of this because this is busy. So that's why I'm cut out on color so that it really has a high level of contrast and very little text. Todd Tomlinson, any keyword finder apps to use? Yes, what I use for YouTube, it is a paid service, but I mean, I use it every single day, is I use keywordtool.io. That's what I use. And I can get, my light went out, battery went out. You see that? I use keywordtool.io, and that gives me YouTube search volume and YouTube queries. So things that people are searching for by it. I'll just show you here. So let me pull this up here and then I'll share screen. All right, so let me share my screen here and I'll show you guys this. So this is what I use, keywordtool.io. I'm on YouTube, and I'll just do, because I saw it come in Medicare. So I can get a list of what people are searching for. I can see every month, on average, 1.5 million searches revolving around something around Medicare. Now, not all of it's relevant, but a lot of it is. So Medicare as a keyword is searched 363,000 times on YouTube. Don't pay any attention to cost per click. This is more for Google search, but Medicare Gov, Part B Medicare, Medicare Part B, Part D Medicare. You can see what keywords are gaining traction and what is working. You can also see the things that probably aren't going to be fit for you, like Medicare for All. This is more about governance and law. So you don't need that, but you can get a really good feeling. You can also see, and this makes sense, when the most amount of searches happen, obviously around open enrollment. But you can kind of see what they are throughout the year. It kind of dips down a little bit here in the summer months, but still a lot, 1.1, 1.2. This is what I use, keywordtool.io. I want to say I pay like $80 a month for it, something like that. But I also use it every single day, so I can justify the cost. That's what I use. All right, let's go back to here. Tested towards Medicare. It's on great live, man. Send me the analytics to when you're done. I'm out. All right, man. Talk to you soon. Todd Tomlinson, cool. All right, guys, what else you got? What else do you have? By the way, if you guys, I mean, while I have that open, if you want me to search for anything for you, you just let me know. If you're like, I want more of this, let me know what you want. I'll do a search for you, so you don't have to pay for it. Cool, Randy. Yeah, so just got one going. Here are some stats. Version 1 costs $16. Okay. So $16. Cost per click is 58 cents. View rate is 25%. Randy, those are good metrics. What I would do is conversion. I'd look at your demographics, look at, it's probably too early to tell. I'd actually let it run just a little bit longer and then get some more data in. But your cost per click is so cheap. That's really good. Let me look at the other things here. So 29 clicks. You should really be at 3 conversions based on that. I would say, what are you running them to? Are you running them to, I don't remember if you might have already said this. Are you running them to a survey or to a landing page? Where are they going? I mean, based on 29 clicks, you should have 2, really close to 3 conversions, which would drive your cost per conversion down to $8, down to, what was that, like 6? I don't know, $6, $5, $5.50, something like that. Nice pick of Lou behind you. That's right, baby. Todd, if you know me, you know I love my Irish football. Randy, keep doing what you're doing, but it sounds like you just need a little bit more time. You haven't spent a lot of money, but you've gotten a conversion out of it. But you got some great metrics. 58 cents. That's really good. Survey page. Okay. Do you know where people are bouncing? Can you look at your analytics? I don't know if you're using Survey Gizmo, but you can look at your analytics you can look at your survey results and you can see the partials and you can see what question they're bouncing on. See if you notice a trend on that. I don't know what survey software you're using. Survey page that goes to a form that ends up on a Calendly page. Okay. Again, look at your metrics and see where people are bouncing. Anyone working with the Hispanic market, specifically for real estate? No, Oscar, but if you did, you'd kill it. I don't even know you. But the Hispanic market doesn't get advertised nearly as much on these platforms as English-speaking audiences. And so people that do Spanish do really well because it's a much less saturated demographic on these platforms. I mean, I have a hard enough time getting people to do YouTube ads in English. I mean, Spanish, they exist, but not in the volume. And it wouldn't be any different than if you go back and watch my live video that I did a couple weeks ago on mortgage. You can get a lot of it there. Just translate just translate everything over to Spanish. Residential homes for sale. That's what you want. Residential properties for sale. Residential properties for sale. You'll be fine. Just do that one audience. That's it. Again, go back and watch that mortgage video. It's a 3-hour long video. You watch it for 3. Oh, you're talking on Facebook. YouTube ads, man. YouTube ads. That's what you want. You don't have that nonsense with Google ads. But if you go back and you watch that 3-hour video that I put out on mortgage ads for YouTube, I mean, I probably gave away too much on that, honestly. And you can run it. The targeting options on Google Ads for real estate is insane. It's insane. In fact, I'll show you. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you how crazy this is. Give me 1 second to kind of pull this up. All right. I'm obviously not going to do it on this ad, but you'll get an idea. So if I did, so for real estate, I could do in market for real estate, residential properties, houses for sale, residential properties for sale, new homes for sale, apartments for sale, commercial properties, all these things pertaining. If I even go, let's see, there's also one for mortgage. So in the market for mortgage refinancing, home equity loans, home purchase loans. You can see how vast, much different than Facebook ads when it comes to what you can target, and it's beneficial. Yeah, man, check that out. It'll help you out. What else you guys got? Hit me with your questions. Ask me anything. You guys tapped out? You guys don't want no more? You're welcome, Joseph. You're welcome. Guys, come on. Somebody throw me a curveball. Somebody throw me a curveball. Pertaining to video marketing and YouTube ads, so. Go over your landing pages for some after someone clicks on an ad. Yeah, sure. Give me, if you'll be patient with me, give me 1 second while I get one pulled up. I gotta log in. All right, so share. All right, let me share this here. So here's a survey for mortgage. This is obviously for California. Owning or renting. This is what happens when someone clicks on an ad. They get to here. Answers go through one at a time. Once they answer, it automatically goes to the next page. I ask them if they're employed, if they're working with anybody now. I'm confident my credit score is, I don't want to do poor because that'll kick them out. Great. How they're going to come up with their down payment. If they are a state employee or anything like that. I use conditional logic to plug my name in right here. Based on your answers, again, assuming the answers are true, your chances of buying a home within 60 days are extremely likely. What is the best time for a discount specialist to contact you to solidify your discount? Now I'm going to ask for name or email address. Obviously, 555-1212 is not a number. Thank you for your submission. Now, one thing I would do, this is a dummy page, but on all my pages, I put on here a calendar for whoever needs to go to, so they can schedule a calendar appointment. It's a completely separate URL, and that is what it looks like. Get back here. Super awesome. I think your last video you had said you make them fill out a question to pre-qualify them. You said last video you had said you make them fill out. Yeah, so the questions are stinky potatoes. That the way that would work is if they had said they have poor credit, they're not employed, they don't have a down payment, I'd kick them out. They're not qualified. But if they have all that information and they meet the criteria, then they could buy a home. They just need to actually do it. If you're dropped in LA with a grand ad budget and a GoPro, what would Nick do? Real estate. A grand, but so you can get a lot of leads. So LA actually is where a lot of you can get a lot of volume in LA. So what I would do, Alina, is I would walk the neighborhood of where you typically your customers buy houses, and I would simply hit them with the offer in the first few seconds before they can skip it, make it crystal clear, very simple. You know, whatever it is. My go-to is buy a home within 60 days. That's what I do, and that's very crystal clear. People who want to buy a home are going to be fast movers, and that's how I would address it. Where are you located, Nicholas? Right now, I call Mesa, Arizona, my home, Oscar, right outside of Phoenix. About how many ads are you running at one time? Not always the quantity of the ads, but the quality, I would imagine. Todd, it's a little bit different because customers also hired me to run ads, which I'm not taking any new customers right now, but I keep my customer number at a certain one, and some of those people have $1,000 to $2,000 a day budgets, so we split test a lot. It's dependent on that. So for the insurance agency, I run about 4 or 5 at a time. 2 of which are just digital billboards. One is direct response, one is retargeting, and one is going after a cold audience. Alina, you can make everything you want to have happen with a GoPro. And I think in the last video, in the mortgage one, I went over an ad. I'm pretty sure I did, actually. I think I even went over like a script. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. Nice, man. Yeah, I just drove through Yuma a couple weeks ago. Does having a survey gizmo URL matter? I have not found that it does. I use the survey gizmo URL. It's something that so few people pay attention to, honestly. Yeah, I don't especially if you've got like different tracking codes like on Survey Gizmo and on your website, it can get confusing and rough. So I don't do that. Great question, Stinky Potatoes. I'm grabbing it for you right now. So I use this. This is a bowling vlogger LED light. It changes colors. I just put it on a little stand behind me. It's I charge the battery through my computer, and it's good. I want to say this was like 100 bucks, maybe somewhere around there, give or take. I don't remember. I've had it for a while, but it's very durable. I've dropped this thing like more than one time on more than one occasion. Battery's dead right now, so but it's small and easy enough that I could just hide it behind me when I'm shooting. Gives the color, and I can make it whatever color I want, and it's discreet. You don't see it unless I have bad placement of it and I didn't catch it before I hit record. And you could buy that like on Amazon or something. Very cheap. Can we do YouTube ads to a messenger bot? So I'm not too familiar with messenger bots, but I would assume that if you take people to a landing page that tracks them, you could. I think you could do if you take them to a landing page that if they hit that landing page, it triggers them on Messenger. I think you can. I would assume you can. I don't do anything like that. I don't mess with messenger bots. I'm kind of, I lean more on the I hate messenger bots because I think most of them are done wrong is a better way of putting it. So I don't mess with them. But I'm assuming there's got to be a way. There's a way to do it if you could take them to a certain page. I do not use Final Cut Pro. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm an Adobe guy through and through. Long before they were massive, long before any of these other programs were out, I was doing Premiere and Photoshop and Illustrator. I'm an Adobe guy. Did I miss anybody here? What else you guys got? I'm meeting with a group of life insurance agents. What tips could you give us? Is there any regulations I should know about them? Oscar, are you meeting with them to run ads for them? Or are you meeting with them to what are you doing with life insurance agents? Or what is the intent of the meeting? How did you get your first clients, and do you get paid recurring monthly? I'm assuming you mean for my done for you stuff. I'm a little bit different. I'm not like a traditional ad agency. It's not what I try to focus on. But I try to only work with customers that either A, whose products I use, or B, like I really believe in those products. And I keep my number, like I only work with 5 people at a time. It's the only bandwidth I can handle. And I do a retainer, do a contractual retainer. So I typically will do the first 7 days for free. Typically my model, first 7 days for free. If I can prove results in 7 days, which puts the onus on me, then you agree to work with me on a contractual basis, 3 months at a time. And they pay every month. Okay, so Oscar, so I'm meeting with a group of life insurance agents to get them leads. What tips could you give us? Is there any regulations I should know about? Traditional life insurance, like term life and all that stuff. No, there's not any regulations that I know of. You would just have to be careful that if you're doing the videos, your best case is probably get somebody who's licensed. It's probably what I would tell you to do. To be a licensed person giving advice or sales on that. Probably going too far on that, but I think it's the safest thing for you, so you don't have any life insurance agents being dumb with you. So I don't know about regulations. I would probably help them with niche products, and so like that's why I do living benefits. I've done cannabis users. I've done heart attack and diabetes, things that are outside the scope of normal leads, and the premiums on those are a lot higher. What is the average cost per appointment you see using YouTube ads for commercial and life? So commercial what? Commercial property, certain niche. They're all different. For life insurance, I run ads in 23 states, and my typical cost per appointment is $14. One of our students actually has that down. He runs to 48 states. He doesn't do Hawaii or 47 states. He doesn't do Hawaii, Alaska, and New York. And he's got his lead cost down to like 350. He's spending like $750 a day. So he's getting a lot. It's different, but it's different territory to territory, niche to niche. So you have worked with all these clients just utilizing YouTube ads in a questionnaire form? Yeah, I mean, I run YouTube ads. It's not all of them are surveys. It's what I particularly like for financial services, and some other service-based products, but or services. But yeah, I'll run their ads. I do their scripting for them, tell them what to say. My team edits the video. All they got to do is have a sales team. That's what I want them to have. We'll take care of the lead gen for you. And like I said, I don't really talk about it. I don't market it. It's not anything I try to do more of. I don't really want to do more of it. I can't even take on more clients if I wanted to. It's just not what I want to do. All right. So anything else you guys have? Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. I'll whore myself out for subscribers, legit subscribers. Stinky Potatoes, I got to know what the deal is with your name. Who are you? Talk to me. What is Stinky Potatoes? Why Stinky Potatoes? You're welcome, Oscar. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Yep. So Todd, do you see the difference in ads between states for home insurance, for example? Yes. Mainly because I don't run home insurance ads. I just had a conversation with one of our students about this earlier before I got on this live stream. I don't run ads for home insurance. So you, as an insurance agent, I don't get a lot of calls for people saying, hey, how much is, usually when people buy home insurance, it's at the close of escrow. It's when the majority of them do it. And when you're quoting it otherwise, it's because people are shopping their auto with it. So I don't do a lot of home insurance ads because it's not a pain that they feel. It's not anything that sticks to them. And I don't, so because they don't feel that pain, I don't go after it. People are, their home insurance can go up $50 and they would never know about it because it's impounded. And the people that do know about that, I don't know that I want them as customers anyways, but it's so far between. So I run auto, I run life, I run commercial. I don't run that niche. I cross sell that niche. Picture of a potato. I have no earthly idea. How many vids in an organic playlist? How many you want? I don't think it matters. So I think if you just do a good enough job of taking people from from one piece of content to the next, if you lead them into that next piece of content, I think you can have as many as you want, really. But because you can have 4 or 5 people aren't going to scroll anyways. But I don't think it matters. I think you just want to make sure that the content in that playlist is congruent with each other. So for you, I would do like all like maybe Medicare Part A, and then maybe all Medicare Part B, maybe all like supplemental stuff. I wouldn't mix those two. I don't know that I would mix those two things. And one that gives your playlist a lot of volume, like breadth, like they can scroll and see a bunch of things, keeps it simple and organized. And then you can even do like different things on how to save money on Medicare or whatever. And so I think it just matters. Make sure you keep your content congruent. How can we reciprocate and thank you for all this awesome information you share with us? Just share it. Get people to my channel. That's all I care about. I would love to see one of the ads, one of your students or customers. I would show that to you if I had their permission, but I don't have their permission. Awesome, Chris. Yeah, go make that video, man. Post it in the free group. I'm happy to give you my critiques on it as well. All right, guys. I think we're about close to wrapping this up unless you guys want to fire off something, even if it's just like tell me to wait that you got something. Just type and tell me to wait and I'll hold on. Otherwise, I want to make sure I respect your guys' time as well. We've been going at this now for close to 2 hours, and so I want to make sure that this remains valuable for you. So if you got something you want to ask me, let me know. I'll stay on as long as I need to, as long as I know that you guys are wanting to stay on. Later, bro. You're welcome, Randy. Let me know, let me know, let me know. See you in Tampa. Yes, sir. Just saw another one of your ads. Did you see it on Facebook or YouTube, Rakeem? Where'd you see that? I mean, I run a lot on Facebook. One of the things always people always comment on my Facebook ads and they're like, "Who's running this on YouTube? Why is he running this on Facebook?" And I usually just comment, "I am running it on YouTube, but I know you're here too, so I'd rather just get you everywhere." Awesome, man. That's right, Oscar. Put everything into action, man. Let me know if you guys got anything else. If this dips down below 10 people, I'm going to probably exit out. In market versus keywords, to use one versus the other or both. For real estate, Elena, I use in market audiences. That seems to work really well. I don't mix any targeting with that. I just do the demographics, so age, ages really, and then I leave everything else open, and then I do the in-market audience for residential properties for sale. Sticky Potatoes. The Facebook group is YouTube, Major League Video Marketing, YouTube ads for small business. Major League Video Marketing, YouTube ads. In fact, you know what? I'm going to grab the link for you here. Make it simple for you. Wrong one. I got you, stinky potatoes. There you go. All right, guys. I'm wondering if I should just leave this running. I'll go make a cup of coffee. Come back and see if you guys got any more than you want. Later, bro. Yeah, I'm just gonna we've been going at it now for 115 minutes. I'm here to answer questions. But because I've been going at it for 115 minutes, I'm actually gonna go get some coffee really quick. If you guys want to stay on, more than welcome to stay on. And I'll come back. If you got questions, I'll hit them up. But this will give me a good opportunity for you guys to get some questions, and then I'll come back and answer them. Now the viewers are dropping off. That scared them away. I'll be right back, guys. Hit me with your questions. I'm here. I'm gonna go get something to drink. You guys are still here. You're still here. What's going on? We got a few less people watching, but we still have people watching. So talk to me. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're at. Tell me what you want to know. Got nothing from you guys. All right. Well, guess I'll just end it.